Today, I want to talk about something that's becoming more important every day in our profession. It's Advisory Opinion 41. This guidance focuses on one major shift: the growing use of technology in appraisals. We're talking about tools like automated valuation models, data platforms, regression tools, and now artificial intelligence. These tools are powerful, but AO41 makes one thing crystal clear: they do not replace the appraiser. So let's go over 9 points. 1. Purpose of AO41. The purpose of AO41 is simple: it helps us understand how to use technology without violating USPAP. Because no matter how advanced the tool is, the responsibility always stays with you, the appraiser. 2. What is a tool? AO41 uses the word tool very broadly. A tool can be a data source like MLS or market databases, an analytical aid like spreadsheets or AI models, or sometimes both. And that distinction matters because your responsibility changes depending on how you use it. 3. Core responsibility. Where does it lie? Here's one of the most important lines from AO41. A tool cannot comply with USPAP, only the appraiser can. Let me repeat that. A tool cannot comply with USPAP. This means you choose the tool, you evaluate the output, and you're responsible for the final opinion. If you rely on a tool without applying your own analysis, that, my friend, is not a credible appraisal. 4. Competency. Now here's the good news. You do not need to be a programmer as well. You do not need to be an engineer, but you do need to understand what the tool does, recognize its limitations, know how it works at a functional level, and you must evaluate whether the results are credible. You don't have to build a tool, but you must know how to use it responsibly. 5. Professional judgment. AO41 reinforces something critical. Technology does not replace judgment. Especially with AI, the outputs can look polished, they can sound convincing, but here is a secret: they can still be wrong. 6. Scope of work. Technology can help with research, analysis, and application of methods, but using a tool does not guarantee credibility. Only proper scope of work and proper analysis does that. 7. Evaluating tool. Output AO41 gives us a roadmap. When you use a tool, you should compare it with other data, then evaluate its assumptions, test or replicate results if needed, and decide if it's appropriate. Remember, the output is just information. It only becomes meaningful when you validate it. 8. Client conditions. Sometimes clients will restrict certain tools or require specific ones. But here's the rule: if those conditions prevent credible results, you must decline or modify the assignment. 9. Reporting technology. You don't always have to disclose the tools you use. You only need to when. It would be misleading not to, or the user needs that information to understand your work. Remember, USPAP focuses on results and not the tools. And I'll leave you with this: tool-driven data should be treated as secondary data. Thus, it is the appraiser's responsibility to transform it into primary data before relying on it. And that, my friends, is my take on AO41. Thank you for watching, and remember, this entire video has been produced with AI. That is really me. However, the scene and my voice was cloned, the script was mine, but all of it was put together with AI.